Hey guys, what's going on? Well, ran out of battery space, so we're going to go ahead and continue. This is no 5 head. This is called a blackout head. It's a remote head, and this is for the XTL series. Is a brand new head, by the way. And it comes with your power cables, everything you need, ignition sense, and you've got the remote. The kit number is HKN6169A. Everything in here, I've spared no expense on any of this. You absolutely have to have the proper equipment. I could have half-assed it, but I haven't done that since I've been running this business, and I'm not about to start now. One thing on these XTLs, if you're going to be doing firmware upgrades on the XTLs, they make a USB cable that goes into the control head, and it goes in through the mic connection. That's not bad. You actually get the firmware written a lot better. Come on, computer. Intelligent Auto. There we go. It'll write the firmware to the radio a lot better, and you use the I buttons. But what's better to actually program these radios with, it's cheaper as well, is a Motorola cable that actually goes from the back side. If I can get this one up here without dropping it. It goes from the back side in these pins here, and you program it from the back. You can pick those up from any Motorola dealer. Jeff at Sandy Communications is my go-to guy for well, pretty much, you know, any parts and accessories that I need to get that I can't get a hold of. Now those cables run about, I think, 45 shipped. It's not bad. Let me see here. The Mototurbos, I don't know what I covered in the last video because I haven't gone through it and gone through the annotations. I've got some battery life left, so I'm going to try and get this quick. The Mototurbos, I believe, I'm not sure if all of these are going to be sold or not. I've got VHF, I've got UHF R splits, and I've got these are 6550's. 6550's have the GPS with them, and 6500's don't. I do have some 6300's coming in. Those don't have the keypads on them or the GPS, but they will operate on the Phase 2 systems. Those systems, I've talked to a lot of agency guys, and Phase 2's really out of reach for a lot of them. It's just not something that's going to happen very soon. It's happening, you know, it's happening as we speak, but at the same time, when you're talking, you know, seven grand a radio, it's just out of reach for most agencies. I do appreciate all the agencies that have gotten a hold of me. Most of my sales have been direct sales. Like I said, I quit, you know, really minimized my eBay sales because I just really don't like getting screwed by eBay, by PayPal, taking those hits. It's just something that, you know, is kind of unnecessary. I'd rather pass the You know, I'd much rather pay, you know, pass the savings on to a customer who buys direct. And so most of my sales are direct sales. By the way, all these are brand new housings, R20 firmware, and these radios that you're seeing here have DES-OFB, DES-XL, and AES-256. Some of them just have DES-OFB, DES-XL, some of them have AES-256, but I've got about, I don't know, 20 of the Q splits, 5000's that have the tri-algorithms. Those are, I'm going to sell those modules separately. If you need the modules, let me know. The gang chargers, I've got quite a few gang chargers, the Impres gang chargers. I've got them both with displays, and I've got them to handle the Warris series. I've got them to handle the Mototrbo series. If you can get one that is for the HT1250's, you can actually buy the inserts. I've got one. I don't know if I've got it listed on eBay. I don't think I do. I may, I can't remember, but those will actually work on the what am I thinking of? They'll work on the Mototurbos. So the slots actually figure out very good on those. Hang on a second. Okay. This is a battery data reader. And inside here, this is actually going to be for sale. This is great for fleet management. If you really need proper records on how your batteries are performing, and you really want to keep track of exactly what your radios are doing, you need one of these. If you're an agency, it's kind of silly not to have one. But these are inserts that actually go in. One's for an APX, one's for the HT1250's. I believe I've got one for, yeah, Mototrbo. Now those slide into the slots on the XTS Impres chargers, and so that's a very nice feature. Those inserts are well worth the money. But the data reader actually came with 3 of them, so I've got one at the shop, and this one I just picked up. These are all new arrivals with the exception of a few. Like I said, I've been working very, very hard on these radios. This is an older radio. This is the XTS5000 Model 1. This has DES-OFB, DES-XL encryption in it, and I think it's a pretty good unit. I think it's a very good unit. It's an R split, and let me see, the 2500 series. 2500 series are very good radios. I didn't really get into the differences between the 5000's and 2500's. But while the 2500's are very good radios, you've got an ABC toggle switch. Let me get a 5000 next to it. Got an ABC toggle switch, and what you're losing out on is your concentric switch. These are 4 meg units, or I mean 8 meg units. And you can tell, you really can't tell on these radios, if they've been converted, a lot of times what these sellers will do is, and there's nothing wrong with it, is to use a B-in housing. But if you're using a B-in housing on an A-in designated radio, and by A-in what I mean is in the model number, the last two characters here, B-in, if it's in the model number, you'll see either B-in or you'll see A-in. And if it's an A-in, chances are it's only a 4 meg unit. If it's a B-in, it's an 8 meg unit. All 5000s, I've had several people ask me about, do they have a B-in 5000 flex connector? No. All 5000s have A-ins, and that's a good thing. But these radios are very difficult to screw around with. They're very good radios, though. I'm never going to knock a 2500. But when you do a conversion on these, you have to cut the shield tabs that are in the radio to actually, fit it in there, if I'm thinking right, and I believe I am. You do have to do a little bit of modification to get it in a B-in housing. I stay away from the A-ins, and if I have A-ins, I usually sell them as A-ins, but at the same time, on occasion, I'll get those in and have to do a little bit of work on them. But very good radios on these, but you've got 4 meg and you've got 8 meg. Another downside, there's several downsides to these radios as compared to a 2500. They're just a smaller, they're quick carrier radios, and they're very, very good. The SEAL teams actually use these, but they have these battery clips that are really a pain in the ass, and even on the Motorola batteries, it's an Impres, the battery clips are just kind of a pain. This was an afterthought. They finally came out with an accessory for the remote speaker mic. I'm running out of batteries, damn it. But and I'm losing my train of thought as I see this battery dying on me. Making these videos is not easy, but that's an afterthought. But with Motorola, there's a lot of afterthoughts with Motorola. Make good radios, but at the same time they could be a lot better than they are. Put that back in here. All these radios that are 800 megahertz have been flashed for Smartzone Omnilink 9600 Baud. The flash code on every single one of these radios is completely loaded. One thing you can't have is you can't have 9600 Baud and FPP in the same flash. And I'm running out of battery time, I'm running out of time, so I think I've covered everything on these radios that I really want to cover right now. And that's pretty much it. I hope everybody's going to have a good Christmas and a good New Year's. Have a safe trip if you're traveling, because I tell you, the roads are really, really, really slick here, and snow's falling as I'm making this. But I hope you're having a good start to your holiday. It's going to be right around the corner, and hope you have a safe trip if you are traveling. Yeah, the Model 2s are very good, and the Model 2s are very good in the 800 megahertz, because really you can have Model 3s or Model 2s, but if you have a phone patch, the DTMF keypad does come in handy. It just really depends on how your system's set up. The Mototrbo radios I'm going to do a demo on later. I've got these actually programmed in concert with both VHF and UHF radios on the 5000s, and when these are in privacy mode, the 5000s will not pick them up. They've got really good encryption in them. And another thing on encryption, I've told a lot of people, and gosh, the questions just keep coming on that. You know, if you're trying to listen to an encrypted network, you're not going to be able to do that. Number one, it's illegal to do that. It falls under the Federal Wiretap Act of 1993, 1996, I believe. They may have revised it on the second one, but you know, at the same time, you're out of luck. You can't buy an encryption module and for, you know, one of these radios and think, well, okay, now I've got encryption, so now I can listen to encrypted conversations. It doesn't work like that. You can go back into my other videos and you can see that where I explain how encryption works. If you need your radio serviced, I put that, you know, on the back burner. I've done a little bit of service work and repairs on radios and conversions and flash upgrades and things like that. I didn't do that for the longest time because I didn't want to step on Co's toes, but now the time is pretty necessary, because a lot of the folks that had the service work done that I referred to, I was referring directly to Co. They need their radios worked on, so I do consider some service work on these radios, but it's really kind of, my workload's so heavy right now that it just kind of depends on if I can get to it, and if I don't have time to get to it, you know, within a turnaround of 2 days, I'm just going to say I just don't have time to do it. But yeah, this 05 head's really, really nice, and it's brand new. That I think I'm going to sell separate. I've actually disassembled a head unit. The 05 heads, they're very easy to disassemble, but the knobs are a different story. Those are very difficult to get off, and you need to know what you're doing when you get them off. But as far as disassembly of the 05, just the head, it's really pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Everything comes out just like it should. Anyway, I'm running out of time. I hope everybody's gonna have a good holiday, and if you need these radios, get a hold of me, and we'll see what we can do for you. And if you need service work done, get a hold of me, and if I have time for it, and if it's something I can handle, you know, I'll do it. But you know, at the same time, if I don't have time for it, or if it's something that I really don't want to deal with, I'm just going to tell you straight out, you know, it's not in my wheelhouse. I don't do that type of work. I don't have the equipment to keyload. I don't have a KVL keyloader, and I really don't like encryption anyway. So yeah, I don't know why people do, but you know, it's like, you know, if your conversations really need to be that private, use a cell phone. Doesn't make any sense. But people really have boners for encryption, and hey, you know, that's fine. You know, I'll sell encryption modules all day, but at the same time, I really, you know, I don't really care for encryption too much. But anyway, take it easy, guys. Hope everything's doing well, and I think I made it. Yeah, these XTLs are very good. I want to get a 110 watt VHF, and I'd like to have 3 mobile units, possibly 4, that will cover all the band and I'm sure I will in time, cover all the band splits, or the bands, VHF, UHF low, UHF high, and the 800 megahertz, 900 megahertz is pretty much in an XTL. I know they make them, but at the same time I really don't care about 900s. Like I said, I do have one that I'm actually going to be selling, and it's special in that it will do the ham bands, and it'll FPP on the ham bands. I'm zoomed out. See, hurrying on these things just doesn't pay off. I don't like to rush through things like this, but if you put this on CPS, it will take out the FPP function. So it's one of those things that that you kind of have to take into consideration if you're wanting to FPP in ham in the ham band. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Have a good holiday, and I'll talk to you soon, hopefully, as time allows. Later on.